name is Michael Sizemore. You can hear the shallow humming noise of a personal computer from an area that is close to you. You are sitting at your desk. Using a keyboard, you begin to type sentences of information that you can see appearing on the monitor in front of you. You use the mouse to maneuver around the screen and you save the document that you are working on. Although you may understand how the computer software programs, you may not understand what the major hardware components of a personal computer are and what their function is. Without the hardware, the software is useless. The power supply, central processing unit, system board, random access memory, video card, and hard drive are the major components of a computer system that are needed in order for a computer to function properly, and the laptop and desktop are two forms of personal computing systems in which the major components exist. The Computing Technology Industry Association requires you to know the major components of personal computer systems and the two forms to pass the current 220-601 and 220-602 A+ certification exam, which is the standard for all entry-level information technology technicians. To understand how a computer works, you must first understand the function of each major computer component. Once we discuss the function of each major component, we will then discuss the two different forms of computing systems. Finally, once the functions are discussed, we will move on to the different forms of personal computer systems. What are the major components and functions of a personal computer system? The major components of the personal computer system are the power supply, the central processing unit, the system board, random access memory, the video card, and the hard drive. What are the functions of each component? The power supply's main function is to give power to the entire computer system. No matter what is connected to the computer, it most likely is powered by the power supply. The central processing unit's main function is to perform arithmetic and logical operations on data taken from memory or on information entered through some device such as a keyboard, a scanner, or a joystick. The central processing unit is known as the brain of the computer because it has the ability to crunch numbers in ways that a calculator cannot. The system board's main function is to direct all signals that come through its path. It's the largest circuit board on any computer system, and all components, whether internal or external, are in some way connected to it. Random access memory's main function is to store and hold information for the central processing unit. When the central processing unit needs the information, it will retrieve it from RAM. RAM is considered volatile, meaning when the computer is turned off, any information that was held in it will be lost. The video card's main function is to display information on the screen. Today's screens can display photographs, text, video, animation, and a variety of other information. The hard drive's main function is to store programs, data, video, photographs, music, and tons of other information. Unlike random access memory, the information on a hard drive is considered non-volatile, meaning when the computer is shut down, it still retains the information on it. Now we discuss the two different forms of personal computers. You have desktops and you have laptops. Desktops use bigger components. They are much easier to exchange components because most of the time you are dealing with a bigger area. Buying replacement parts for desktop computers are not a problem at all because they can be picked up at any computer store. Laptops, on the other hand, use much smaller components. They are much more difficult to change out components due to having a smaller area to maneuver around it. Buying replacement parts for laptop computers are much more difficult because the components are proprietary to the manufacturer. Implications. Familiarization of components. One of the best ways to familiarize yourself with the components in a system is to disassemble and reassemble the computer system. It's always best to use the hands-on approach. Study materials. Books are a great way to know a computer system when an actual system is not available. You can look at the pictures and familiarize yourself with the different components. Computer-based training is another great study tool. It allows you to visually see computer components on your computer screen and allows you to move components and place them in the correct area of the system board. Conclusion. By knowing the computer components and their functions in the two different personal computer systems, you should have a better understanding of how the personal computer works. We can now understand why the major components of the personal computer system are vital to any computer system. The major computer components are necessary in order for any type of personal computer system to work, and if one component is missing, the system will be inoperable. In the course of this speech, you should have gotten a good understanding of the major components and their function. In addition, you should also know the differences between laptop and desktop computers. So, the next time you are in front of a computer, just remember how all the pieces fit together that make it possible for you to see the information that is on your screen.